Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food, it's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today is Tuesday. By the way, guys, did you have a chance to design your nudges? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then check back the episode yesterday. It's really useful one to build healthy habits. So did you get a chance to design some of your own nudges to help you make better food and health choices on autopilot? If you did, share. And if you're having troubles with that, then ask for help. Shoot me email, and you can always find my email in the show notes. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite subjects these days, maximizing your nutrition. It's not enough, guys, to just put something on your plate and eat it whatever, whenever, trying to get the most nutrition. There is actual science behind it. And for example, today we will start our conversation that we will finish tomorrow. Conversation about how to maximize the amount of nutrients you get from your plant foods specifically. And guys, the amount of nutrients you get from your plants, from your plant foods, vary a lot. Like you might be losing up to 90% of the nutrient content of the foods that you eat if you don't know how to choose them, if you don't know how to store them, if you don't know how to cook them, if you don't know how to eat them. So you're basically going to be throwing your money out, and you might as well just, eat nothing if one of your goals to eat for nutrition and for health. Especially, we know how expensive can organic foods like greens and vegetables and fruits, how expensive it can get. So probably you would want to get the maximum amount of nutrition for the money that you spend, right? And again, there is a whole science or art in being able to choose your foods, to store them properly, to cook them, to maximize the nutrition that you will get from each meal. And today we will start talking about some of those rules that are actually really easy to master once you are aware of them, and then they become something you do on autopilot without even thinking about it. So let's just dig right into it. First, our favorite, most nutritious foods ever per calorie, greens and salads. Choose the most colorful greens. Like guys, some of you might think that lettuce is a vegetable or a great green to eat, but did you know, for example, that like 99% of it is water with a little bit of fiber? Lettuce, just regular lettuce, is the least nutritious thing you can eat on earth, probably. So for me personally, I don't even buy it. I consider it's a waste of my money when it comes to nutrition, unless I really want to crunch on lettuce for no other reason than just pure pleasure. But anyway, choose the most colorful greens for your salads and other dishes. Red, purple, brown, red, dark green are amazing choices. Forget your iceberg lettuce. It's almost empty when it comes to nutrients. But guys, by the way, I'm doing some reading from my article on food matters, and I'm gonna link this article so you could check back that information and have it in front of you so you could read more, memorize it better, and use it as a guide next time you shop, you cook, you eat your delicious and nutritious greens and vegetables. So greens and salads. Let's continue. Go for dark green super nutritious varieties like arugula, radicchio, endive, spinach, and others, like collard greens or bok choy or Swiss chard. The fresher the better. Whole leaves are always fresher than cut mixed greens in the bags. To keep your greens fresher and more nutritious for longer, put them in cold water when you get them for like 10 minutes, dry them, or, just remove the excess water and store them in the fridge in the coldest place, but not something, that's going to freeze them, in perforated sealed bags, or just put them in a plastic bag and make a few holes with a fork, like 10, 20 small holes is plenty. Never eat your salads without some good quality source of fat, like olive oil or avocados. Or, for example, my trick when I'm trying to cut calories, lose weight, I don't add any fat to my salads, to my greens, but I make sure that I eat my salads with something that has fat in it. So, for example, I might make a meal of an omelette or fatty fish or some fatty organ meats, and that fat is going to help to absorb fat-soluble vitamins in my greens. So I don't add fat specifically to cooking or as a dressing. I just eat my fats from whole foods, again, like maybe eggs or meats or fatty fish. But of course, you can also add something like avocados. I love my avocados. Or eat your olives instead of olive oil. You can add some olive oil as a dressing to absorb the fat-soluble vitamins that are in your greens. Otherwise, your body will not be able to absorb them. Garlic and onions. Garlic is rich in nutrients and has numerous health benefits. One of the core ones is, guys, it supports your immune system and your gut health. And your immune system is actually considered to be the reason why a lot of people, when they age, they die. Not because some organ of theirs fails, but because their immune system it wears off and it gets weaker. And whenever some infection hits those people, older people, they just die because of simple infection, like a flu or something. Again, just because their immune system got weaker. So garlic helps with that. Garlics, onions. That's why I eat them daily, literally. So garlic is rich in nutrients, onions too. To get the most out of your garlic, mince it, press it, and let it sit for about 10 minutes before exposing it to the heat. If you don't do that and expose garlic to heat, you lose close to 100% of its health and nutrition value. And this, guys, is true. It's just if you cook your garlic whole, if you don't let it sit and react with oxygen, you're losing most of the nutrition value of your garlic. And yeah, this is about garlic. The stronger your onions taste, and also the garlic, the better they are for you, means the more nutrition they provide to you. Sweet onions have little nutrition value and might have as much sugar as apples. The smaller the onions are, the most nutrients they have. Cooking your onions, except for boiling, increases their nutrition value. Boiling reduces nutrition profile of most vegetables because most of the water-soluble vitamins and minerals leak into the water. I have a rule, I add a little bit of water when I cook my vegetables, but then I drink that water so I don't lose anything. If you drink your water, then you don't lose anything. If you plan to remove water, then don't boil your vegetables and just steam them, grill them, stir fry them, consume everything where your vegetables are cooked. Our beloved potatoes. Choose the most colorful for the most nutrition: blue, purple, red. Eat the skin. It has the most antioxidants and slows the digestion of starch, giving potato lower glycemic value. Store new potatoes in the fridge for a couple of weeks. Old potatoes, go to your basement, or as I do, just put it in some dark and cooler place in your kitchen so your potatoes are not exposed to light, not exposed to heat, and just store them there with your carrots, so with your onions. Onions also do not go in the fridge or anywhere else, so store your old potatoes with other root vegetables somewhere in a dark, cool place where there is a lot of ventilation to prevent any kind of mold or bacteria, etc. To reduce the glycemic index of potato and increase the amount of resistant starch that is beneficial for your gut bacteria and reduces the amount of actual carbohydrates you get from your potatoes, cook them, cool them for about like 24 hours is ideal. 12 hours is also good. And then to reduce the glycemic index further, you can add some vinegar. Vinegar always reduces the glycemic index, or basically blood sugar spikes, or how fast your blood sugar spikes. So vinegar always reduces that for any food. So if you have problems or troubles maintaining normal blood sugar, then always use vinegar. Sweet potatoes are better for you than regular potatoes, and they have more antioxidants, and typically they have lower glycemic index. Carrots. Get the most out of carrots. Choose whole, fresh carrots, better with the tops. They are the freshest, not the cut ones. Cooked carrots are more nutritious than raw ones. Cook the carrots whole and cut them after you cook them to save the most nutrients. Eat your carrots with some kind of fat to absorb the most nutrients. Purple and deep orange carrots are the most nutritious. Beets. Eat your beets whole, the tops and the bottoms. Beet tops are just as nutritious as the roots. Juice them, steam them, and put them in your salads. I love beet greens, like they're super delicious. I just cut them and put them in my salads. Red beet juice even improves athletic performance. This is also proven by many athlete guys. Red beet juice. You'll be able to exercise for longer without much fatigue. Store the leaves of the beets and roots separately. Store roots like potatoes and leaves like lettuces and other greens. To get the most nutrition from your beets, from your bottom beets, roast them or steam them. Tomatoes. Deep red tomatoes have more nutrients than green, yellow, or gold. Go for red tomatoes for nutrition and green, yellow, and gold for different taste. As a rule, the smaller the tomato, the higher its sugar and lycopene content. And lycopene, guys, is that plant antioxidant that is super beneficial for humans, increases your longevity, and has a lot of other health benefits. And that's the thing that we are trying to get from tomatoes, besides fiber and other nutrients. The heat involved in cooking increases the bioavailability of lycopene in tomatoes, making it easier for your body to absorb. Store tomatoes at room temperature and never in the fridge to preserve their flavor and aroma. Guys, Italians who love their tomatoes would kill you if they see you putting your tomatoes in the fridge. And if your tomatoes taste like water, it means that somebody, maybe at the store, they stored them in colder than room temperature. Or if you store them in the fridge and notice that taste disappears by the time you eat them, that's the reason why tomatoes are not supposed to be stored in cold temperatures of your fridge. Cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are, guys, the broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale. Once harvested, broccoli, but also Brussels sprouts, but also cauliflower and almost all other cabbages, once you harvest them, unless you freeze them real fast, they lose their nutrients, their vitamins, and minerals really fast. So I'd suggest either buy them really fresh and you know that they come to the store fresh, or buy them frozen. These days, when they freeze vegetables, they usually pick them at the highest peak of their ripeness, and then they freeze them right away, and that when it comes to storing your cabbages, your Brussels sprouts, your broccoli, that kind of freezing saves the most nutrition. So again, either buy them really fresh or buy them frozen and keep them in your freezer until you're ready to eat them. And the best way to eat all those vegetables to save the most nutrition is to lightly steam them or stir fry them real fast and eat as fast as possible. Again, if you put them as a part of your meal prep, if you put them in your fridge, chances are by the time you're ready to eat them, they will have close to zero nutrition. Beans, peas, and lentils. Choose pod peas over traditional shelled peas. Eat the pods too, as they are highly nutritious and rich in fiber. Look for the most colorful pea and bean varieties. The best ones are lentils, black beans, small dark red beans, red kidney beans, and pinto beans. Pressure cooking your beans is the best. And guys, the way you cook your beans to prevent any sort of digestive issues or increasing your inflammation or allergic reactions, to prevent all of that, the way you cook your beans, 24 hours, you gotta soak them at least 12 hours, but it is really recommended, especially for something like kidney beans, bigger beans. 24 hours, you soak them to remove the anti-nutrients or lectins that make the digestion worse and also increase your inflammation and possible allergic reactions. So you soak your beans for 24 hours and then you cook them for somewhere around 8 hours on really slow. If you're gonna boil them, but the best way is to pressure cook them. So if you eat a lot of beans, if you eat them often, cook them in bulk, they store their nutrition well, but just pressure cook them, store them well, and this is the best way to consume your beans. Artichoke, asparagus, and avocados. Those guys are super rich in beneficial for your gut bacteria fiber. Artichoke and asparagus especially are rich in prebiotic fiber that your gut bugs absolutely love to eat, and you need to eat those fibers that you can also find in garlics and onions. You need to eat those fibers in order to have variety of gut bugs that is, or biodiversity in your gut that is really beneficial for your overall health and longevity, and to prevent any kind of allergies or digestive issues. So you need to eat those prebiotic fibers, and artichoke and asparagus sources that are rich in that. Avocado is also great for soluble fiber, also amazing for your gut health. Anyway, buy the freshest artichokes possible. They lose their nutrition value fast. Store them chilled. Steaming is the best. You know, my personal thing, I love my artichokes with butter, baked in the oven. This, from my perspective, is the best way to cook them, but you gotta eat them right away to get the nutrition from them. Fiber, of course, you can get your fiber anytime. It's not really influenced by the amount of days you store them. Asparagus doesn't last long either. Choose the freshest, consume within a day or two by eating it raw or steaming slightly. By the way, guys, asparagus is really good helping you removing excess water. If you hold water, then you might try asparagus. It will help you to release more water from your body. Avocados are really rich in soluble fiber and good fats, monounsaturated fats, probably the most anti-inflammatory fats. So eat your avocados. I eat one a day. Choose the right avocados for the most nutrition. Soft at the stem, having just a slight give in the middle. Store ripe avocados in the fridge for up to 2 days, or freeze them, another advice. Cut avocados when you cut them in halves, and for example, eat just half. From my perspective, it's just craziness. You gotta eat your whole avocado or share it with someone. Cut avocados will stay fresh for 2 days too, but you gotta leave the half that you want to store in the fridge with the pit, with the stone in it. So you leave the stone in one half, you drizzle it with lime or lemon juice and wrap it and keep that in the fridge for up to 2 days. So that's it for today, guys. Again, the link to this article you're going to find in the show notes. So check back and make sure that, especially for vegetables that you eat on a regular basis, make sure that you get the basics memorized. And next time when you buy them, cook them, make sure you use this advice to get maximum nutrition from your vegetables and your greens. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to talk about berries, we're going to talk about fruit, more local ones and then more exotic ones, especially for fruits. Did you know, for example, that dried berries are especially bad at storing or keeping their nutrients intact? You lose up to 80% of the nutrition when you eat dried berries, except for one berry that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Check the article. Make sure you store, buy, and eat your vegetables the right way so you maximize nutrition and don't waste your money on some really great produce without really knowing how to eat it to preserve that nutrition in your food. And again, your homework. Think more about nudges that will put your healthy eating habits on autopilot. If you have difficulties, always reach out and ask. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I love you guys. Appreciate you all. Share that with people who are into cooking and want to also eat more nutrition. Thank you. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.